Welcome. Welcome to Saucy Bass Talk. Do you remember me? Because I sure do remember you. You are that bass player that is keeping it saucy. I have not picked up the mic or the bass or my camera or my laptop to do anything that has to do with Saucy Bass Talk. And we're going to talk about it today. I actually don't have any direction for this video. I just was at home. I did all my chores and I thought, let me try out my stuff to see if I could get it to work so I could begin to record eventually. So Saucy Bass Talk is still alive. I've gotten some DMs asking me like, what is happening with Saucy Bass Talk? Why have you not been posting? Are you going to close the channel? What's going on? And none of it is true. I'm not closing down anything. I'm not shutting down anything. I am just regrouping. Being a bass player, guys, it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's fun, obviously, right? We're enjoying it, we're loving it, but I haven't really had the time to sit down and do anything with bass, with filming, with anything. And I don't have an excuse for it. I do know that I want to keep filming, but I also think that whatever I was filming before was just not making Saucy Bass Talk any justice. Like, it wasn't giving saucy. It was just not happening anymore. And I thought, okay, it's time to just stop and like regroup, because obviously you want to make sure that you are filming and you have content that you truly, truly love and that you truly enjoy. And I think I was in a part of my life or career with Saucy Bass Talk where I was not enjoying any of it at all. And I just wanted to stop and change the dynamic a little bit about, Saucy Bass Talk. And, this channel, when I opened it, or this platform, when I opened it, I didn't intend for it to be anything wild. I just knew I wanted it to be a place where bass players shared their music and what they were doing, and that they would come to the channel and that we would have conversations about bass and about their gigs and what they were using, like their amps, their strings, everything. But somehow I don't think I knew how to handle it properly, and I kept filming stuff that was more like interview oriented, which granted there were some bass players that we purposely did interviews for, but that's not the direction that I necessarily wanted to go into. I wanted it to be more like sharing back and forth, and it just wasn't happening. I think when people would come into the channel, they would just sit down and just expected like to be interviewed, and I necessarily wasn't interviewing every person. And I think I'm gonna take fault for that, because I don't think I was setting things properly to where it was like actually a like podcast where people were actually having conversations about bass, or what it was for them to play, or things like that. But we're changing that, and my idea is to still have bass players come to the channel and drummers come to the channel, but to have genuine conversations, like actual back and forth conversations. Like, I'm a bass player too, and I think that kept being overlooked because I overlooked myself. I kept putting like the spotlight on everyone else, and it kept kind of like, being modest about me being a bass player. But in reality, I am a bass player too. I actually am a sponsored bass player, and I kept not posting anything that had to do with me. And I don't know why I was doing that. But we're going to change directions a little bit. We're going to kind of shift things a little bit at Saucy Bass Talk for the better. And I think you guys are going to, excuse you, this mic, I swear. I do have, oh my God. See, already having issues. I do have an idea of what I want to do, but it's still not completed. So it's going to take time. And I had decided, as it is, to take time off from Saucy Bass Talk for a while. Like, I'm talking about months, like towards the end of the year type of thing. And I'm okay with that. I think that there's always this natural sense of like, what if I don't go on Saucy Bass Talk and people start forgetting about Saucy Bass Talk, or they start forgetting about me, and it could be very well happening. But if that's what happens, then that's what happens. I can't do anything, and I can come back if I want to, or I could stop the channel completely, which is not something that I would prefer to do. My point is that Saucy Bass Talk is still here. Guys, we're not going anywhere. We are trying to just work on things. We're trying to figure things out. Mind you, currently I am the only one working at Saucy Bass Talk. I am the editor, the videographer, the photographer, the brains behind the whole operation, and I do have someone that handles the merch, but ultimately I'll be probably doing that as well. So I am a one-person show. So there are a lot of things that I want to figure out. There were times that I had people working for me or doing internships for me, but it just wouldn't work out, because when you have a vision, you have to be the one to execute it, because no one's going to get it. They're just not going to get it. No matter how much you explain it to them, like they're just not going to, because they're not inside your head. So that's what I was kind of, that is what was happening with me. And things are getting better in the sense that we are figuring things out. We are figuring how to do our audio, how to start filming bays. But not only that, we've had big changes. I'm in a new home now, and it is a different vibe. It's very different to where I was at. And so I'm embracing that. So I wanted to take time off to pretty much be a homemaker. That's just reality of things. That's just being an adult. And I just wanted to be home, and I just have been wanting to be home, and I wanted to just nurture my house. And I think that's important for me in my mental health. In this time that I've been resting and kind of figuring things out, I've also realized that me and bass have had a small disconnection, and that's okay. Things happen, but I finally have my instruments in my house, and now I have time to practice and time to figure other songs out. I'm not saying that I'm leaving Norteño, but I've always had a curiosity to see what else I could play. Obviously, I do play with Roma part, and we are playing like rock en español and kind of like surf music and a little bit of rock, a little bit of this, a little bit of ska, a little bit of that. So obviously I get the taste of other genres, but not to the full extent to what I would want. So that's something that I am working on right now currently. There's a lot of things just changing. Saucy Bass Talk is still here. I am still here because of Saucy Bass Talk, to be very honest. But also something else happened. I hit 10K on my TikTok, and then I stopped posting. If you know me, that's right on brand. If you know me personally, you know that every time I hit a huge milestone on my social media, I either delete it or disappear from it. I don't know why I do that. I just messaged my therapist, so we will probably be talking about this soon, but I do it all the time. I hit my 10K and I immediately stopped posting. Why did we do that? I don't know. But those are things that we need to figure out in Saucy Bass Talk. I also want to let you know that I've seen you tag Saucy Bass Talk. I've seen you tag us. I've seen your amazing basses. I've seen your amazing performances. And I want to encourage you to keep tagging us. We might not be reposting all the time. And it is also because sometimes there are things going on in our personal lives, in my personal life, that I don't feel like it is appropriate to post sometimes. But please do not stop tagging us. Please just continue tagging us. We're here. We could still see you. We listen to your performances. We watch you play, and it's amazing. So I just want to thank you for that too. But that's basically it. That's what's going on with Saucy Bass Talk. I still have my Lion Bass. I still am part of the Lion Bass family, and I'm very proud to be it. I still have my GK amp, which I love still. I still have my Fender. Those things haven't changed, but what has changed has been my desire for music. Bass players, guys, we are creators. We are the base of the music. And I just felt like I wasn't kind of where I wanted to be. But we're still working on it. So from here to December, if you notice my YouTube channel, my Instagram, my TikTok being a little bit somber, a little bit lonely, do not despair. I am here. I am still here. Right now, I also am focusing on one of my students that is doing amazing. He is doing great. I'm just teaching him, guiding him because, you know, he wanted me to teach him some new stuff on bass, and he is doing amazing. So I'm focusing on him too, and possibly beginning maybe next year, acquire more students. But for now, I'm focusing on this student specifically, and he's doing amazing, like on bass. He's doing great. So we don't want to lose that progress. And I think that for me, it's important to keep him there where, you know, where I could consistently give him that attention every week in our lessons. So that's what we've been doing in Saucy Bass Talk. We are still here, guys. Thanks to Saucy Bass Talk, I've been able to meet some of my favorite bass players, and now even become friends with some of those bass players that I thought at some point were unattainable, like bass players that I never thought I could message or call them for their birthdays, or they've called me to ask me about what I thought about this new bass or new amp or something. It is surreal to me what Saucy Bass Talk has brought into my life. And it's not that Saucy Bass Talk has blown up and it's like, oh, it's thousands and thousands of followers. It's not even that. It's the fact that there's a community here of bass players that want to just be heard and literally listened to. But I just want to assure you guys, I have not abandoned Saucy Bass Talk. We are still here. We're working on stuff. I'm still a bass player, but in a different form now. I don't know how to explain it, but it's going to be okay. You'll figure it out. So I just want to thank you. Thank you for always being so loyal to Saucy Bass Talk, for still tagging us. We love to see your performances. We want to hear from you. We want to see you play. We want to see you continue to be saucy on bass, on drums, whatever it is that you're doing. I know we've received also a lot of DMs about our collaboration hats with KTD Brand and Felix Salinas. Those hats sold out like so fast, and it was so amazing that, you know, we were able to just sell them out. We did not at that time have an intention to bring them back, but we are getting so many DMs still. And on my TikTok, I'm getting a lot of DMs there too. Where's this hat? Where can I buy it? I want to buy it. And so we're thinking about relaunching again, but I'm not sure yet. So stay tuned for that. And if you are part of the Saucy Bass Talk family, we most likely will mail you one, okay? But for now, we are just figuring that out as well. We're figuring out merch, because we did used to have a lot of t-shirts, and then our vendor is not there anymore, so we need another vendor. It's just a lot of things that come into play. Like I said, right now, it's just me working on Saucy Bass Talk, and I'm just trying to figure things out. So do not despair, because we're here. I'm here for you. And I'll always be here. And you gotta keep it saucy, all right? So this is your friend, Hope Rangel. Thank you for always sticking to Saucy Bass Talk. Saucy Bass Talk loves you. You are the saucy bass player that we're looking for. So we'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.